That is, it's unbelievable. I find these cars fascinating. I have been up to this car collection for years. I started coming to Las Vegas in 1980, and when I first discovered your auto collection up here, every time I come into town, I come up here.
Great.
It's beautiful.
And it's always changing. There's always something new to see.
It's always changing. If you're not looking at Hitler, you got such a kick out of is the Pancho Kid, his sidekick, had a 48 Chrysler.
Leo Carrillo. Yeah,
Yes.
who
And
played.
he had the bullhorns on the hood.
Yeah, he had he actually had the entire head that was on and the horn moved like a cow, and the eyes lit up, and the head and everything. Yeah, we
Is that
took.
still in your collection?
That was part of the original Imperial Palace collection and has since been sold.
Oh.
The majority of the Imperial Palace collection was disbanded over the last 2 years, and then when we reopened under our new venue in April of last year, some of the cars are still from the Imperial Palace collection that did not get sold, that are still for sale here on the floor. A lot of the cars that we have on the floor consigned from people all over the world that are in the industry and into the collector car hobby. And then some of the cars actually do belong to the auto collections itself. So we've got cars coming in from all over the world. So the creme de la creme and what can be found and what's everybody's out there looking for can be found here at the auto collections. We have something for everyone.
What is this car here, this blue one?
Probably something not too many people will hear about, even collector cars. Heavy, have to be a heavy car guy, I would say, to recognize the name right off the bat. And this is, of course, a Delahaye.
1936. I read that.
Just, yeah.
So, beautiful. Now, is this, how many of these are around today? Delahaye's.
Oh, the Delahaye's, there's quite a few of the Delahaye's
Is there?
around. Yeah, they were still, again, custom. I mean, you can see how custom the body is on it and everything. So these are the cars that are really becoming the museum pieces.
Wow.
Not and I would say a collector car is something more that someone owns and that drives and takes it out on the street and enjoys it. I would say these cars are now becoming more of museum pieces. Actually, they still do run and they still drive and they are driven from time to time, but their main purpose is to be on display and for people to see them, enjoy them, and see the advancement of cars and see where they came from and how much diversity there was. You know, here in the United States alone, there were like 4,000 different car makes.
There wasn't
Yeah, so I mean, people don't really realize how broad it was,
Right.
and how much the car itself has influenced America as a whole, and how it actually looks. The entire face of the country was laid out according to the car. The highways and our malls and the way everything's situated and located is based around the automobile.
We did a studio show once for Driveway Talk about the Minnesota car manufacturers of the 20s, 30s, how many there were, and
it's
amazing.
unbelievable.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, and really in the beginning, in the single-digit years and then the teens, anyone with some serious engineering skills and some mechanical skills and tooling skills was trying to build an automobile because it was an open market. There wasn't really any competition. So it was pretty much a free market at the time, and anybody who was doing anything was building cars.
Later on, we're going to talk about your auctions and how people can obtain information on phone numbers and things. Let's walk down to the end here. I see something that this... Okay, we've landed in front of this car here. What is this, John?
Well, it's not your father's Oldsmobile. It's probably your grandfather's Oldsmobile or your great-grandfather's Oldsmobile, actually. This is a 1911 Oldsmobile Touring. This is a very rare car. And as you see it, you might think, well, my goodness, look at it. It's all beat up, and the paint's not in real good condition. But this car, as it sits, is probably one of the rarest Oldsmobiles in the world.
Wow.
And you could own it.
Wow.
That's what's real. I think that under our new venue, I think that's one of the neatest things. Not only can you just come in here and look at these cars and you can say, wow, you know, those are really neat, I'd like to, but now you can...
For a car that you've never seen before. And where would you find one like this? It's actually so ugly it's beautiful. It's a, you know, you think of maybe your forefathers driving this car or something.
Across the country. These are the cars that made the trips across the country. An Oldsmobile like this, or the Thomas Flyer of the same era. These are the cars that crossed the country and went through dirt and desert. And people don't think a car like this, you'd say, well, this was the off-road car of its time.
Right.
Yeah.
And there were no roads back then.
Actually,
in 1911.
no, not really. Not what we would compare to be a road.
Yeah.
But I just think it's one of the more probably historically significant pieces that we have available here in the auto collections.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
And actually, if you think of a one-of-a-kind car, $295,000, I mean, where else would you want to put your money?
I mean, the love affair with the automobile with Americans, I mean, they're willing to go
Sure.
and go that extra mile to get what it takes to keep them, preserve them, enjoy them. It's so much a part of our life. I don't think we'll ever be detached from it.
I agree. Well, John, I think we're going to play some music for the folks, and then we'll follow you around a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay, John, we've looked around here, and I'd like to ask you a little bit about the auctions. Now, you have an auction coming up, and that's on what date?
April 21st and 22nd.
Do you have many auctions a year? If somebody, this obviously will be played after the auction to the folks, but what about something in the summer or fall?
We've added a new event to our auctions. Actually, we started the auction and the company itself in 1987, which we had the very first auction right here at the Imperial Palace Hotel. We've since come a long way and gotten bigger and better, and I don't know how we got bigger and better, but we did. And we're expanding now. We're going to have an auction at Hershey this year. So we're expanding, and this is the first car auction at Hershey for us. So it's going to be a new experience. It's going to be very spectacular, and we're really looking forward to it.
Do you want to give the dates of the Hershey auction?
Honestly, I know it's in October. I haven't got the particular dates in my head, believe it or not, and I've been doing all the copy and everything for it. That's terrible.
We'll tell the folks to be on the lookout for that if they're in that area.
Great, yeah, because it is going to be a very spectacular event.
Sure.
Always guaranteed with Richie Klein and Don Williams putting on an event, you're going to get the best of the best in car collecting, not only in just the cars, but the atmosphere and the customer service and the attention that it's necessary in an auction to make a comfortable buy at an auction.
Who puts on your auction?
We do. We actually hold it ourselves. It's our company. It's The Auction.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Okay.
And like I said, we've been doing this since 1987. Right. We're getting ready here for our annual, which is April the 21st and 22nd this year. We didn't want to interfere with Easter. We're usually over the 15th and 16th on the weekend. Just going to be a spectacular event. Expecting 400 cars for the sale. Numerous celebrity cars that are going to be in the sale.
Oh, I'd love to be here for that.
It's just going to be a spectacular event.
What can you tell us about the bar behind us?
In Dodge City, 1887, 1897, somewhere originally then. Actually was purchased by the Imperial Palace Auto Collection from the Gene Autry collection.
Wow.
Back in the early 90s, and was put in here when we originally opened this up as the Duesenberg Room. Nowadays, with it being the Grand Salons and with our changing over our venue, the bar is open during special events. There are parties and events that are held here in the Grand Salons and in the auto collections, and it does service then, but most of the time the bar is closed now.
Okay, and you have an old piano, cash register, and what is that, a coffee machine?
Espresso machine,
Espresso?
yeah. just something that was put in when the bar was actually set up full-time here when we were the Duesenberg room.
Boy, that's great. I love everything about this. When I come to Las Vegas, I can't wait. The first place I head for is the Imperial Palace. So
That's great.
it's great. Okay, John, well, you've showed us around some of the Duesenbergs, and I tell you, it's been a pleasure being with you. We're going to go into the next room, but I think the folks will have to tune in for another program on that. And John, I want to thank you very much for being on Driveway Talk.
Great to have you here,
John Workman, and I'm Ron Anderson, and Lee Turtelotz, our cameraman, and thank you folks for joining us, and we'll see you down the road.